We're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some fun today because I'm having issues literally trying to explain to men, you know, why it is, which is just, it's just mind blowing to me. Like, you know, because at a certain point, I just feel like with the amount of information that's out there, with the amount of stuff that I posted, with the length of things that I, you know, the amount of definition and information I put, you know, I think that everybody would get it, that everybody would understand by now, but nobody does. So I'm going to, we're going to talk a little bit about, actually, no, we ain't going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a lot bit about sex. Some things we know, some things we don't know. But we're going to learn some things tonight because I just learned a few things myself, just, you know, just typing around here. And I just wanted to, you know, touch on some things before I went all the way in because I'm getting ready to go the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? Because as I was doing my research, I was just like, I'm doing research. And I'm just like, yo, why don't you just type this in and see what happens? And then I was just like, if you type that in and that comes up, I'm like, yo, we got a serious fucking issue. And I typed it in. I typed in the algorithm, and the variable that I was thinking came up. Now, I'm going to get to that at the end because I want to tie together the whole story, right? We got sex, we got masturbation, we got semen retention. I'm always trying to push semen retention, you know, no masturbation, stay away from porn. And I try and push that because I've already went through the psychosis. You know, I'm like the guy at the, you know, at the AA meeting who's, you know, already been the alcoholic for X amount of years. I know all the excuses. I know what you do. I know how you do it. But at the same time, I know where you end up if you keep going that way. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to act like you ain't going to, you know, you're not going to survive. But I'm just going to tell you the things that you're going to run into. When you're constantly jerking off and you're jerking off to those imaginary women and you're doing it in, you know, your computer or whatever it is you're doing it changes your mind state, for one. It changes your mind state, and it changes your selection of how it is you go about, you know, looking at and courting women. And it changes, and I'm telling you right now, I've been practicing semen retention for about 2.5 years now, pretty hard. When I say pretty hard, I want to say between 2016 to 2017, I went about 11 months. That was the longest I went, was like 11 months. Semen retention is something that changes your mind state because reproduction is the #1 core thing that drives us, especially as human beings, especially as males. You know, it drives us. It's the #1 thing. You know, whether you know it or not, it's driving you. It's what's driving you. When you see a girl, you want a girl, whether she's cute, she's got glasses, she's got skirts, she's got nice heels, she's got nice ass, she smells good, this, that, and the third. Whatever it is, compliment on your shoes, your hair, whatever it is, instinctually on a subconscious level, we are thinking to ourselves, I want that vagina right there. Instinctually. And we're thinking, actually, we're not thinking, we instinctually know, and it's okay. It's okay. Because as human beings on this planet here, or especially as a male, the culmination for you, as it should be, is your penis inside of a woman or a vagina and releasing yourself. You know, those are the copies of yourself. Because after that, you know, that should be you passing yourself on. And after that, you know, there shouldn't be a necessary need for you anymore, so to speak. You get what I'm saying? So on a natural level, we instinctually look at the female as like the mountaintop. And so we want to get into that and bust off. We want to release that because that gives us the satisfaction that we made it. We've completed something. We got it. And at the same note, ladies, as you've all found out, that same release and that same nut is the same exact thing that sometimes, you know, warrants that you know, aren't interesting or don't get a call back for like 2 or 3 days or something like that. And it's because we reached the mountaintop. We got that nut off, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because we kind of fulfilled, you know, our destiny of doing what it is we wanted to do. So in a sense, we lose interest. But the interest comes back, you know, as, you know, our chi starts to build up over the next few days. The interest comes back. But after we get that nut off, as y'all all know, fellas, you know, ladies, after we get that nut off, it's just like, all right, that's it. You know, you it. You know what I'm saying? You just blew everything off. That's it. You know, your chi, just like, whatever. You know. And it's natural. You know, it's natural. But the idea is, if you were to not masturbate, and you weren't to do that, you weren't to tie your pleasure into the quick fascination of busting off to some, I don't know, girl with, you know, her ass up in the air, you know, doing some fucking tricks or some shit like that, it would change your aspect on how you go about having sex and how you go about, you know, the entire act or ritual. Let's go ritual. Let's go ritual. How you go about the whole ritual. It would change your view on how you go about the ritual, because instead of just looking at it, as we all know, because I've been one of the guys looking at it as a nut, getting a nut off. If you were to practice semen retention, you wouldn't look at her as a mountain to reach the top of, because you're not trying to reach the top of the mountain. Now what do you want to do? You're not trying to reach the top, right? Oh, I guess we can take our time and go around the mountain. We can survey the mountain. We can go over here on the mountain. We can take our time and look at the little details on the mountain, see what's growing on the mountain. We might even take our time on a part of the mountain, right? So it takes you naturally on a mental level. You are going to want to be more in tune to a female if you are practicing semen retention. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm in the middle of doing it right now. I'm in the middle of doing it right now. I don't know if I'm going on 8, 9 months. I've lost count, but I'm in the middle of doing it right now. Now, if I'm in the middle of doing it right now, what does that mean? I'm going to tell you what that means. I'm not out here about to just go and grab anything that just wants some dick, that just wants to, you know, get a nut off or something, because my joint is tied. I'm not wasting it. I'm not wasting it on nothing. Like, if I want to release my semen, my fluid, I'm going to do it on something that's worth it. I'm going to try and create something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's actually what I'm trying to do. Now, you got choices. You got choices. You can either use your sperm to create, or you can use your sperm to have fun. But you have to understand that every single time you bust off, you're losing energy. You're losing a lot of power, especially as a male. People always look at what monks do as this super powerful thing that's like so powerful, and they got like all this power and all this discipline. Monks simply practice celibacy, and they don't release an orgasm. Their chi energy, you know, since you've been busting off, since you've been 12, 13, 14, 15, you know, as soon as mom's not home, in the magazine. As soon as mom's not in the magazine, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? You on the computer, you know what I'm saying? Just, how many times have you been doing that? You know what I'm saying? And think about it. Even if, because there are people out there, because you always got those people that are in denial, those people that want to masturbate, those people that want to be like, Damian Michael, shut the fuck up, I want to jerk my fucking dick off, and I want you to leave me the fuck alone, just let me jerk off, man. My fucking life is fucking miserable, I hate this shit, I'm dealing with depression, I hate my fucking job, my fucking girl broke up with me, and I just want to fucking jerk my fucking dick, it's the only thing that makes me happy, and I get it. I've been there. I get it. But you can't be in denial of the facts. You understand? You can't be in denial of the facts, right? And the facts is, every single time you bust off, you're weakening yourself. You get what I'm saying? You're weakening yourself, all right? And we use it as like a depression, like coping mechanism and so on and so forth to help deal with stress and stuff like that. And it shouldn't be used like that. And the powers that be, they know, because I'm going to get to that in a second, but they know. But like I was saying before, back to the monks. These guys practice this celibacy for their entire lives, and they do not masturbate, and they do not watch the porn, and they do not, basically pervert their mind with this sickness that we have. And we wonder why we got like a rape nation. We wonder why we got a rape nation. We wonder why we wonder why we live in just like a comfort of rape. And it's just because, what do you think we're doing on these computer things? Have you ever watched porn with all these rape scenarios and so on and so forth? Like, a lot of us have been training. 12, 13 years old, training, watching these things and videos, it seems like it's okay, we've been watching this stuff. So after a while, like I said, this isn't only about, hey man, stop jerking off, that's bad, it's this, that, and that. I'm going to give you something because, there's a way to go about it, but you don't got to go about it that way. Because as a man, you and I all know that anytime you have jerked off and went to go jerk off and you jerked off somewhere after you were done, you felt guilty. You kind of felt guilty. You felt guilty. You felt like a loser. Why? Why? Because it only makes sense. You know subconsciously that you shouldn't actually be doing that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing it. The rules are so strict in the monastery that you have to take an oath of celibacy, and if you actually break that oath, they will kick you out of the monastery. They will kick you out of the monastery. And every day inside the monastery, they all get up and they all line up for food. The senior monks are in the middle. If for any reason you're caught wanking your thing, touching on yourself, you go to the back of the fucking food line. The back of the food line. You know what that means? That means that anybody that looks at the line and goes, oh man, is that Jing Mi? Wasn't he in the middle of the line? Yeah, he's all the way in the back of the line. Dag. Was he jerking on his joint? Like, they take it that serious. Like, they will shame the fuck out of you if you're actually even caught touching on yourself. Our society makes so many things okay that we don't know what is okay and what's not okay. I've been trying to explain to people for a few days on my post. People share it, and this one lady goes, I'm not buying it. I don't believe you. Sweetheart, what is there not to believe? It takes males 72 days for our sperm to mature. 72 days. If it takes males 72 days for our sperm to mature, I want y'all to tell me, what the fuck, what are we doing if we're busting off every day? If it takes males 72 days to mature, that means, you're not a male or a man until 72 days. That means we're just busting off little babies. And people got to understand something. When you see the sperm, and remember this for the rest of your life, when you see that sperm and you see the head and you see the tail and everything, they don't just pop out like that. It doesn't start like that. It starts like a cell, and then that cell has to take its time, and all the little pieces have to get added onto there. Then this is the 72 days, and then those days keep going, and after that, next thing you know, the tail starts to form, and then that comes down, and that starts to form, and then even after that forms, you have a gland. Even after that all forms, you have a glands underneath your nuts. It's called the bulbarath glands. They're called the bulbarath glands. The bulbarath glands actually release it actually releases a fluid. This fluid is responsible for 25% of your semen. Bulbarath gland, prostate, your bulbarath gland, prostate, two balls underneath there. These glands actually release a oh no. Don't get that wrong. Your prostate gland releases a fluid that's responsible for 25% of your semen, that makes your semen able to move freely. Not the bulbarath gland. The bulbarath gland is responsible for something else. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Your prostate is responsible for 25% of your semen fluid, which makes it move freely. Now, I'm bringing it to this because as soon as I saw that the prostate gland was responsible for pumping out a fluid that made up 25% of your semen, I said, let me type in the #1 cancer for men. And so I type it in, and prostate's not it's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 4. It's fucking #1, yo. It's #1. Prostate fucking cancer is #1 cancer for men, as well as the #2 cancer killer. Now, I didn't look at anything else. I didn't look at any research. I didn't ask, because my brain doesn't go, let's go and find out if Princeton has done a research on males who have had overly excessive ejaculations and see if that ties into prostate cancer, because they have to do an independent study on that. They're not going to want to do that, because if they go into that and they try and do that, then what they're going to happen is they're going to have to curb ejaculation or curb the sex of men. And it just seems like they're always pushing sex on us and pushing us to consistently bust off. And honestly, if our prostate gland is responsible for 25% of the fluid in our semen, and we're constantly busting this off every day, I don't need to do the research. Why? Because organs in your body, or anything naturally, this is common sense, people. We're just doing critical thinking here. We're not going to even fucking use Google. We're just going to go with prostate cancer is the #1, and we know it's responsible for 25% of your semen. Right? Now, we're going to go and just say this. If we know that this is responsible for that much right there, we automatically know we shouldn't be busting off every single fucking day. Right? And I already took the consensus. I don't just go out there blurting stuff out, and I ain't go to Google. Fuck that. I went to my homeboys. I went to my close friends. I went to dudes in the sauna, and the dudes said, yo, when's the last time you jerked off? Today. Yo, you beat off? Like, yo, when's the last time you blew a load off? Today. Now some of them be like, with my girl, or some of them it's like, but, most dudes is like daily. This is like every day, and it's, sometimes if not, they be like, yo, in the shower. You know what I'm saying? So this is a daily thing every single day. Now, you tie that into everything it is I just told you about that gland and about men with prostate cancer. You have to ask yourself, how often do you think it is your gland is supposed to be just shooting out this fluid on a daily basis? It takes you 72 days for your sperm to mature. 72 days. Worst case scenario, that automatically means, you really shouldn't be busting a nut at least until every 72 days. I didn't say not have sex. This is where semen retention comes in. I ain't saying nothing about abstinence. I'm not saying you need to abstain. You're not a monk. You're not on a monastery. You didn't take that oath. You don't have to do that. But you don't have to release. You can retain, and you can avoid any kind of negativity that may come with the constant. I'm talking about constant. I'm not saying y'all can't get your nut off. I'm just saying we doing it too often, and we're not even giving our body a chance to rebuild. And just like anything, your pancreas dumping out too much insulin over and over and over again, you get diabetes. Why? Because the pancreas, overuse, correct? Shuts down. You know what I'm saying? Your kidneys with the soda, the coffee, the blah, 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 the kidney stones, the alcohol, blah, 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 shuts down. Again, excessive alcohol to your liver, blum, 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 shuts down. Your digestive system, overused with overeating, too much food, processed food, cheese, a combination of food, all this other crap. What else does that cause? Small intestine problem, large intestine problem, causes ulcers. You know what I'm saying? All these things shut down. You cannot think for one fucking second that constantly busting off and your prostate gland constantly spurting out and just shooting out this fluid on a daily basis isn't causing your prostate any problems. You don't have to be a scientist to know that. I just gave you that little bit of information to let you know exactly what it is that gland does. And now you know what you do on a daily basis. So now you can answer the question as to what it is you're doing. Is this healthy for me or not? You know what I'm saying? Because when I tell people about semen retention, they think they're just not supposed to have sex, and it just doesn't go like that. And then they don't tie it into their power, their strength. When you look at these monks and they're sitting out here, and these monks are with the spear in their neck and their chest and this, that, and the third, they're taking their chi energy and they're rechanneling it here. They're taking their chi, and watch this shit. They're taking their chi energy and they're rechanneling it, right? To wherever that is, they're rechanneling it to wherever that is, right? Now, come on. Unbelievable. Now, if you are not a monk and you just bust off, where's your chi energy at? I just told you it takes you 72 days for your sperm to mature. Now, if you look at your whole body lit up, imagine your body's lit up, right? It's lit up, right? It's lit up. Right down here, it's lit up. All your core energy is lit up. As soon as you bust off all your energy is back down here. And all your energy is here. And it's starting over. Once you bust up, you're starting over again. You're starting over again. If you were Goku and you were at Super Saiyan 3, right after you bust off, your hair goes from gold, eyes go from blue to black, fucking glow goes away, no electricity, no wind, no rocks, you just chilling. You ain't even got KO Ken, bruh. No, you KO nothing. Your hair's not even moving, nothing. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay? That's where your level is. Now, let's go a little bit further, since I might be a little crazy, right? I just like talking about things that I've researched and things that I've experienced. And I only tell you this because I've had this experience. I'm not stupid. When I go and read something online, I don't just go, okay, that's it, and this is my theory. I go out there and I experience it. That's why I'm doing the semen retention right now, because I'm getting the benefits from this shit. I ain't letting that go. Do you have any idea what it's like just to actually just absolutely just demolish a vagina until she waves the flag? Like, that is absolutely God right there. I hate busting a load off and just laying there in the bed, feeling defeated, like barely able to like lift my arm, with her standing over me smiling and shit. No, man, I feel like a fucking, Jesus Christ, nah, man, stepping over my dead body and shit. No, get the fuck out of here. No, that's not a feeling that I like. I don't like having that feeling, personally, as a man. Especially if I didn't accomplish anything, you know what I'm saying? So that's just not something that, I like doing. That's not the way I like feeling, None of us should, you know what I'm saying? And semen retention is something that should be normal because we shouldn't be busting off all the time. So in turn, we shouldn't be a 3, 4, 5 minute man because we should be able to go infinitely. You know what I'm saying? Because females, they can just keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. But if you've ever had them or made them come, they'll run out. They'll run out. She'll run out. She'll run out. I've had, women tell me before I can't come anymore, and then, I just have to stop. But there's, nothing you can do about that. That's not your fault. But the idea is, if you practice it, you get, unlimited endurance and unlimited stamina. You know what I'm saying? You're not playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? If you constantly keep nutting off and constantly keep nutting off, you got to kind of get that, kind of get your testosterone back up because you keep dropping it and you get, keep dropping it. You don't want to have to do that every single time. It's not, what's the word? It's not efficient. It's not efficient. You want to just be, walking around comfortably at Super Saiyan 2 at all times. Just comfortably at Super Saiyan 2 at all times, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? You can just Kamehameha that ass anytime you want. That's the way, it's supposed to be. Fighters. Any fighter will tell you, if you fight, I fight. The feeling, all right? And I'm gonna give y'all a story too. Any fighter will tell you, 3 months before a fight, you're not supposed to have sex. You're not supposed to bust off. You're not supposed to bust off. You can have as much sex as you want to. You're not supposed to release, okay? Because the release steals your chi energy away, and it steals away from your legs, okay? Let me tell you a story. I had boxing. I started boxing. I was boxing, and it was going on like, a few months. And I was boxing, and I was hitting the bag. And I was boxing, boom, boom, boom. I'm hitting the bag, boom, boom, boom. I'm hitting the bag. Man, anybody that boxes will tell you when you got your jab and you got everything and it's just right and it's snapping and your jab is hitting right, there's a certain snap and it's a pop that the bag has. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain pop and a snap that it has. Now, I was hitting that bag, I was snapping, feeling good, bouncing, feeling good. Met my girlfriend. All right. Y'all know how it is when you meet a girl and y'all have sex, and the next thing she's just like, oh, I got some good dick. Well, let me just ride this motherfucker on now. So yeah, She had a little problem up there, and everywhere we went, she's like, I want some now, I want some now, I want some in the bathroom, I want some in the car, I want some here, I want some there. And you know, we can't never say no. You know what I'm saying? Because even if we do make a no kind of face, they're like, I know you ain't saying no. And it's like, no, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. So, lo and behold, I get back in the gym, man. I go back to hitting that bag. I'm hitting the bag. Boom, boom, boom. It's a thud. There's no snap. There's like this weird thud, and it's thudding, and I turn to my coach, and I go, yo, Dean, man, what's up, man? What's up with the bag, man? I don't know what's going on, man. I'm like, it's not hitting. It's not making that. And he goes, you get a new girlfriend? I go, yeah. He goes, you don't have any legs. I said, what? He said, you don't have any legs. I said, what do you mean I got no legs? He's like, lose the girlfriend. That's what my coach told me. And it wasn't until then that I realized, holy shit. Before I met her, I wasn't jerking off. I wasn't doing anything. I was fully focused on boxing. I wasn't doing anything. And my stamina endurance was going up, 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 up. As soon as I met her, as soon as she was sucking the life out, busting everything, this, that, and the third, that was it. Lost my stamina, lost my pop in my arm, lost my, it wasn't there, and it wasn't, so it's, you, if you ever haven't experienced it, you know what I'm saying? If you never experienced it, you're not going to understand how much your seminal fluid is tied into your stamina, your endurance, and your power. You know what I'm saying? It's power. You know what I mean? And it's important. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell people a lot of times, it's important. So, I mean, if you're a dude and you want to get stronger, personally, I try and, if you gotta jerk off, if you feel like it's an issue, you feel like it's a problem, I say do it, but try and practice not releasing, like just do it and then not release. I know some of y'all to y'all that just doesn't make any sense, or going through the act of sex and not releasing, it's just like, wait a minute, that don't make no motherfucking, now why would I do that? That don't make no sense. Like, I'm not, it's because, to release is, you're only supposed to be releasing for procreation. Everything else is just fun. And it's a waste of energy. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you weak. If you don't bust for 3 months and you go against you that you get in the ring with you that bust every single day, you're going to fuck you up. You're going to beat your ass. That's how weak you get. You really, really do get that weak. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I be popping so much shit. Because, I be practicing semen retention for, months and months and months. Come see me if you want to. Sir, jerk off a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's not, It's not popping. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Because that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. You're losing a lot of fluid on a daily basis, man. Everything. Your zinc, your magnesium, your calcium, a whole bunch of tons of vitamins. I mean, this stuff is made to fertilize the egg, man. It's serious business. Serious business. And I told you I was going to tell you about that bulbourethral gland. And come to find out, yo, check it out. Underneath your penis, you actually have 2 balls, all right? These are the bulbourethral glands. And what these glands do when we're aroused is it actually sends out a lubricant or mucus that's actually supposed to cover the tip of our penis and actually coat her vagina to neutralize the acidity of her vagina, because inside the vagina, it's acidic, okay? And we need it, paved so that our sperm can slide across it. Otherwise, her vagina is just going to, get rid of that. The bulbourethral gland is exactly what is in us that we actually been thinking for this long has been pre-cum, when actually it's not pre-cum. The clear fluid that comes out of our penis is actually made to, 1, coat the head of the penis so it can slide in. And as it does that, that same fluid is supposed to neutralize the acids of the vagina. So it's not really pre-cum. It's actually there in the process of procreation. That's what it's for. It's for fucking procreation. I don't know why they didn't tell us this in sex ed, but whatever. Whatever. You said I was going to ask about the nutritional benefits, but you already answered. You know something else on another tip? We got to understand that our drive is behind our testosterone and behind our semen, behind our release. If we release less, we'll get more done. If you feel like you're a male and you procrastinate like a lot, then fucking do semen retention. Do semen retention. Don't release. You'll feel like doing something because you can't do that and you're not releasing that. There's going to be something in you like, yo, man, I got to go. I'm going to go run. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to go. You're going to go do something. You're going to have more to go do something because, you know, you're not constantly blowing that off. You're not constantly, you know, giving out your determination. Because that's our determination. You know, our go get 'em is behind our nut off. You know, that's what makes us get up and go do what it is we do. When we ain't got that get up and go, we lose it, man. That's why, you know, most of us get depressed, not because of our lives. We get depressed because internally, on a hormone level, we have a low testosterone level and we don't feel men. We don't feel like men. We don't feel like men. That's why we go to the screen and that's why we jerk off our cock to like 3 to 4 to 5 girls at one time. Like, yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, lick it. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. All my girls, all my ladies, all my hoes, right? Now you feel like you the fucking man when like you really not. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you just busting off your load, you know, in your imaginary world and you're suffering from low testosterone and, you know, but you create this little world in your head where you do all this stuff and, you know, and why? It's to feed your depression, and to feed your low self-esteem, and to feed your insecurity. So instead of doing that and going through that on a daily fucking basis, you know, find that inner discipline. You know, it's about discipline. Find that inner discipline to be like, you know what? I'm going to retain my semen. I'm going to let my chi build up. I'm going to let it build up. You know, I'm just going to, you know, until I, you know, I'm going to do something else with this energy besides create the illusion that I am the man and let, you know, my internal system in itself, like, you know, become the man. And while you're doing that, you know what I'm saying? You know, do something with it. You know, I always say when I'm doing my semen retention, I'm like, yo, I'm going to try and lift this next. And I'm going to lift this next. And, oh, I'm doing that next. I'm going to lift this. Oh, I can do pull-ups with 3 fingers. Let me try 2 fingers. Let me try 1. I just keep going, man, because I get bored. You know what I'm saying? Because you start to go with, yo, if I can do this and I can do that. If I can do this, I can do that. I went in the gym the other day and I was hitting the bag. I was punching it. I'm feeling so good. I'm just like, yo, man, I can't wait to go see that bag again. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, because of the power and the stamina and the endurance that I'm getting from it, I'm in no way, shape, or form ready to just go and release that or bust that off for any way at all. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, I'm not ready to go and get rid of that. I'm not ready to go release that. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself gives you like a core discipline that nothing else is going to give you the core discipline that you think you may need, like retaining your semen. Because everything around you tells you just to bust your semen off. It just tells you to waste that. And that's your life force energy right there. That is your main life force energy right there. And to put emphasis on it, it takes 1 cup of blood to make 1 drop of semen. It takes 1 cup, an entire cup of blood to create 1 drop of semen. That should tell you in itself how important it is. And for the ladies, they can have orgasms as much as they want because their fluid is not the same as ours. It's not tied into their life force. That's not tied into their life force. What's tied into the female life force energy is childbirth. Women lose their vitality through childbirth. That's why, and just to, you know, if you guys want to tie it in, you know, together, if you want to compare the two, a male that, say, ejaculates more than another male, this male would age faster than this male here, and he'd be weaker. This female here, she's definitely going to age faster than this female here that has 1 child. This female here that has 7 or 8, she's going to age faster. And anybody that knows what children do. You know, they have to carry them for 9 months, and then they have, you know, the birthing process through all that. It's a lot of stress involved in raising a child. It's only natural that more children would naturally age a female. But that is the only way, in a sense, if you understand the Chinese medicine or Chinese qi studies of it, it's referred to as jing. And males can only lose their jing through an external ejaculation. And females can only lose their jing because they have to. Because it takes a lot of female jing and or creation to create a fucking human being. So only in essence, by creating us, yes, she is going to lose some of her jing in term life force energy. Okay, when we're, you know, referring to aging and so on and so forth, we're referring to the life force energy or the chi energy of the individual. You know, that soul light that's, you know, within all of us. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to make sure that you're paying attention to your sexual nature, because you know you could be, you know, how many people don't pay attention to that, you know, because you lower your serotonin levels, you know, you're jerking off for no reason, maybe because you're depressed because your girlfriend left you or something like that, you're jerking off and your serotonin levels are dropping because afterwards, you know, you feel like a loser, you feel depressed, you know, you want to eat something, maybe just go to sleep. It's not a good feeling. You know, I've been there. It's not really a good feeling. You know, it's a moment of satisfaction, and then it's over. Then you're right back where you were. You know what I'm saying? And then after a while, you don't get the same satisfaction from it. It becomes depressing. You know what I'm saying? So how many guys are out there depressed because they're just fucking jerking their cock off too much, and they really don't know what else to do with their life, and they can't get out of the hole because they just won't stop and just practice semen retention and stop releasing their jing, because their jing is what's needed to boost their sex drive, to boost their testosterone, to boost their well-being. And if y'all notice, what is directly tied into the male well-being? His testosterone. Anytime they say anything, it's like, blah, 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 this, that, this, that, this, that. Increase testosterone, increase male well-being. If your testosterone is not balanced, you're not going to have a good well-being. You're not going to want to feel good. You're not going to want to talk about anything good. You're not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to want to take care of yourself. You're not going to, because that's why, you fall apart as a male and you lose it. You don't feel like approaching a female. You feel, insecure about so many things because of all these things. You don't have that internal security and that feeling, that well-being of a man to do those things. And so you internalize, you masturbate. You know what I'm saying? And basically, that's what I'm trying to tell you. For the individuals that are out there masturbating and think that it comes with no ties and stuff like that. It does. If you have a problem with premature ejaculation, you can't go a while. It's probably because you've been jerking off with your hand, too much, and you've been doing all that. It's like a vagina and your hand are two different fucking things. You can't train in your hand and then fucking jump in a vagina and think it's going to be the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's two fucking night and day. You can't do that. That's just stupid. And some of y'all been training in your hand since you were, then you get in the vagina and you're just like, bloop. Oh, man. I don't know how that happened. It's like, yeah, motherfucker. It's because your hand is never that fucking hot, never that fucking wet, never that. Like, what are you doing? What do you think was going to happen, dummy? You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you want to train, for the vagina, you got to get in the vagina. You got to train in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You can't be training in your hand. I'm sorry. This is a horrible simulation for a vagina. Look at this fucking thing. Man, it's a horrible simulation. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And if you don't believe me, if you run or you exercise, follow your normal routine, for a week and go exercise and go see how much you're lifting. See how much you're working out, See how much, test your vigor, see how much push you have. See how much you just want to go, go, go. See how much primal nature you have inside of you. You know what I'm saying? And then next week, don't jerk off at all. Now go through all your stuff, do your leg lifts, do all your stuff, and then see how you go into the next week. Now you're going to have to ask yourself something. If you feel the strength increase, the endurance increase, the stamina increase going into the next week, you're going to have to be sitting there just like I was, and you're going to be like going like, damn, do I feel like being weak right now? Do I feel like releasing this orgasm? And then you're going to just naturally start to think differently. Because only thing I'm trying to get you to do is just think differently. So that you understand that busting off every day is going to make you weaker. And it's going to make you like a #1 prime candidate for prostate cancer in a few days. A few years. Not a day, it's a few years. If you tie that in with your, diet of processed food and garbage and everything else. Eventually, that's what's going to happen, Not only that, you increase your sex life, man. You can last long. You last forever. She never complains. You know what I'm saying? The only thing they complain about is not having an orgasm. And if you just keep going, she's going to have an orgasm. You know what I'm saying? So she's having orgasms. You're lasting forever. You get to keep your chi energy. You get to stay strong. You feel like the man. How the fuck can you lose by practicing semen retention? You cannot lose. You become a fucking god. I know y'all want to be a god. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like a real god in real life, not like, a god on Pornhub. Like, yes, I am the god of Pornhub. Yes, these are all my bitches. Yes, on Pornhub. Yes. No. Y'all heard what I said.